Hi there, everybody. It's nice and super warm today in Miami Beach. You can tell my skin's nice and red because I forgot to wear sunscreen. But I want to talk a little bit more about my belief system, since, not only me, but my friend brought it up in the beginning as possibly the reason why I was blacklisted was not that I've got this big voice of major importance, but I've got this little voice that is of major importance to my, the people in my life. And that also, I tend to be a person that believes in change one-on-one, because that's what I'm capable of. I'm not a big fan of crowds, and I don't like to cause a scene. So I tend to be kind of a heavy influencer of one. And here's why I believe I was targeted. I believe I was targeted because there's a resurgence of fascism, and I studied and wrote about the Holocaust because my dad's a Holocaust survivor, and I was able to pick up on the stuff earlier than everyone else because of my experience, my family background, that we were resistance during and after the World War II. And I was able to pick up on the fact that this government and the media somehow is criminalizing Jewish people left and right, and people they find to be dissidents, like immigrants. And so what we're seeing in the news is different types of violent acts that you'll hear Jewish names. You'll hear a lot more Jewish names and a lot more illegal immigrants, and that might not be what's really going on, but that's what the fascism that is emerging wants to put in people's heads. My friend said something about, they might have thought they were being preemptive and thought that I could be the next Gandhi or Martin Luther King, and I think that they couldn't be more wrong, because I'm not a religious leader. I don't like big crowds, and I don't have that platform. But maybe they felt threatened because people talk online, and then everything goes viral, and then you have this little voice emerging as something big. And so I want to talk about my religious beliefs a little bit, or how I see myself, where I'm very pro-compassion, and I believe that everyone's created equal and that there's good and bad everywhere. In terms of my views on Israel, they're different because I'm Jewish, but I believe in equal representation in Israeli politics, and I don't know how they would go about that, but it would help if Palestinian people could find a nonviolent leader or group of leaders, and I think that would be the bridge to peace. And it would make Israeli leadership look bad if they couldn't value nonviolent people. So that's what happened. I guess I picked up on the fascism too early. This government is just dividing people and making them afraid, and it looks like they're illegally experimenting is leading to shooters, a lack of apathy. I just saw this gamer shooting in Jacksonville, happens to have a Jewish name. Couldn't help but notice, it's at a gaming thing, and I believe that the next generations are much more psychopathic, and they're being taught that their lives are not valuable. And that's a societal problem. And people, regardless of their mental condition, need to know and understand that they're valued and they have a place in society and should not be stigmatized. And the government shouldn't be going after these people to see if they can turn them into criminals. I would imagine that they would want to do the opposite, unless all they wanted to do was divide people and make us scared of each other. And so I say, love everybody, be compassionate, be open-minded, be loving, be caring, and be peaceful. I'm a pacifist. That might be, I feel like my system of beliefs and the way that I am made me like a big red flag to these people. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to be louder, I'm going to be prouder, I'm going to be nicer, I'm going to be more in tune to people, I'm going to be a lot less dismissive, and I'm going to be much more vocal, because if God forbid something happens to me, then that set of ideals that they were so against is everywhere, where before it was nowhere. So here I am, and that's my day. Am I experiencing electronic harassment still? Yes, but a lot of activity has quieted down around me, and it's left room for my big voice. All right, peace everybody, take care, have a lovely day, bye.